We go full circle back to Steve's art discussion. Well, 3 paintings by Pablo Picasso with an asking price of $20 million each are among the showstoppers on display at this year's Frieze Fair in London. The modern art sale, which attracts international collectors, is known for its surreal pieces with hefty price tags. While the slump in sterling could provide a short-term tailwind, questions have been raised about the sustainability of London's role on the global art scene post-Brexit. Well, joining us now is Stephen P. Murphy, founder of Murphy & Partners. Sir, thank you for joining us this very early Friday morning. Pleasure to have you here. Let's start first with the sterling effect, because when you look at an event like Frieze, very dependent on international buyers.
Yes.
Is this a blessing in disguise when you look at those selling art this weekend, when they look at what's happening with sterling at the moment?
Yeah, without question. I mean, it's a very short-term event. I mean, the fact that the sterling is down for the moment is helping art perhaps a bit for non-UK buyers at this moment. It's dangerous to look at the art market and call a trend from a weekend or even one season sale. Just as I would advise clients, if you want to buy a piece of art and see increased value, you have to wait 5 years to hold it. So, but for this weekend and for the auction this week, the fact that the pound is cheaper is an incentive.
And perhaps looking at the other negative side of this spectrum in the aftermath of Brexit is London standing as an international center for art, which it's really become over the last decade or so.
Yeah.
Are you concerned now about this position?
I'm not. I mean, all of us looking at the Brexit effect are waiting to have the Brexit effect to see what the Brexit effect is. So we're in the same pause as every other industry. I would say, though, that in the art world, 2 things are happening. The art world is now fully and actually for the first time ever a truly global event. Buyers from all over the world can buy anything, anywhere in the world at any time. However, the hubs of art activity still are New York, London, and probably over the next 5-6 years, Shanghai or Beijing. So those bricks and mortar centers are very important. You can't recreate easily what goes on in London between museum attendants, galleries, collectors, art fairs, auction houses. That's a whole world of art activity that brings the world to it, and that probably won't change.
Certain artists will always sell because, quite frankly, they're grandmasters and they're dead. Whereas other artists are alive and have factory lines to produce vast amounts and have vast amounts. We know this. To be fair, they were doing it 300 years ago, weren't they? But not quite in the same industrial scale.
Yes.
So the point is now, live art and live artists have actually seen their prices go up disproportionately compared to how they used to do as well.
Right.
Are there a lot of blind avenues here, and are we seeing a lot of bubbles potentially in live artists who still have a huge production line of product? What I'm saying is it getting a lot more dangerous to invest in certain categories of art?
Well, I don't know that it's more dangerous, but I would say to my brother-in-law as well as a client, you need an advisor. I mean, the art world is a weather system. It's an art world. It's not just an art market. And there's 3 parts to it. The market, which is what the market's doing in a particular moment. The platforms, which is auction, do I buy at auction, private sale, gallery, online, or peer-to-peer? And then the 3rd piece, which is often forgotten by most coverage, is the art itself.
Yeah.
So
is it any good?
Exactly. Why not? I mean, look, don't buy art or invest in art unless you want to live with art.
Yeah.
Is my biggest piece of advice. And as as economists might say, if you love the Basquiat and it's on your wall and you live with it for 10 years, that experience is untaxable income.
I agree.
So I think that it's very important to say this. In the world of living artists, it is fair to say that given the quality of art and how people respond to it, there are what I call the new blue chips. Every era has the new blue chip artists coming forward. Last night at Christie's, which had a terrific sale, by the way, which speaks well for the atmosphere in the weather system, Adrian Genny and Neo Roche, 2 European artists, both alive, hit world records.
Wow.
And those 2 artists deserve those world records. They've seen a steady climb.
Stephen, apologies, we've hit the end of the hour, but great to see you again soon,
Thanks
hopefully,
for having
and we
me.
can talk in a little bit more detail, and it's always an education for me talking about Stephen P. Murphy, founder of Murphy & Partners, talking about art.